What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Right Click Media. Subscribe, hit the notification bell, follow as well. Appreciate it.
At this point, y'all have really pissed me off, especially you so-called influencers who are taking parts of stories coming out of Chicago and using it for fucking clickbait and engagement. Now, I have been urging my people here to pause so that they can process things. Y'all talking about them coming down on that building out south. Whole time, that building used to be predominantly black. That building was predominantly Venezuelans, okay? There are people from that neighborhood that have been complaining about that building for a year, okay? They showed y'all broken windows and shit that were already there. These are the things that y'all have to stop doing. And this is why I keep telling people here in the city, particularly black people, pause so you can process. If y'all start responding to shit out of emotion, then you don't know what the fucking play is, because you haven't had time to actually think. What people are doing are trying to get a rise out of black Chicagoans.
Chicago, you need to stop lying and saying, and people on this internet need to stop lying and saying that they're coming for black people. Yes, there was a building in a black community that was not majority black, because it had been overran by illegal gang bangers. Let's be clear. So why everybody want to keep throwing that narrative around half of South Shore is fucking invaded by illegals? That's the truth. So don't get on here saying black people are being came for. They're coming because they're in our neighborhoods and our communities. That's why. So yes, they're going to go in buildings where black people live and sleep, because they put them in buildings where black people live and sleep. South Shore, born and raised. I know what I'm talking about. Stop pushing that narrative, because it's not correct.
Now, this same user would then visit the South Shore apartment that was raided, where she would even confirm with a resident that the building had been taken over by Venezuelan immigrants.
Yeah, they been busting windows out.
Okay, because see, that's again a narrative that they done put on social media, is that the ICE came and busted out y'all windows.
That's a lie.
So them windows over there right there,
They didn't bust out no window. ICE didn't bust out them windows.
these was already busted on that floor up there. Same way you saying over here. This is the building that everyone is in an uproar about. So as I said, South Shore, this is your community, your neighborhood, and this building was not majority black when the ICE came the other day. Yes, black people were affected, but this building was overran by illegal Venezuelan gangs. And I just had several conversations with residents who are moving their stuff out of here that confirmed that. So stop letting media put that false narrative in your head that somebody...
What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. I want to kind of dive into this whole ICE situation that's going on in Chicago. Hey, man, stop letting people influence y'all. Take your own brain and think for yourself. Stop letting people on the internet, all these influencers, influence y'all decisions and influence y'all about what's going on. Right? We all know about the situation that happened on the south side, 75th, about the ISIS running up in that building. Right? You got all these goofy ass influencers online talking about, oh my God, we told y'all they're coming for blacks. They're coming for blacks. The black people is next, man. Y'all, these influencers getting on my goddamn nerve. Real talk. They just running with narratives, ain't got no goddamn information to back up anything that they fucking saying. That building was at one point in time predominantly black. It is now predominantly Venezuelan. It has been overran with Venezuelans and Venezuelan gangs. Some of the residents that was living there and are living there have been complaining about that for over a year now. They've been complaining about it for over a year now. Do your research. That's a fact. They have been complaining about this. So yes, some black people were affected because they stay there. They stay there. So yes, you're going to be affected when they're doing a raid. It sucks, but that's what happens. But it's not like they detained or threw any of them, kept any of them in jail. They released them. And the 37 people that they detained were Venezuelans. Report those facts. Everything ain't about race. Everything ain't about all black people. It ain't about, everything is not about that. Shit is starting to be, it's becoming disturbing, man. Real talk. You got residents that live there saying, you know, half of those windows was already busted out because of those Venezuelan gangs. All of that. Go do y'all research. It's on the internet. But y'all choose to follow the negativity and choose to dissect or take parts of stories that y'all want to take parts of. That's what happens when majority something, like, for example, right? If you living in a house and 6 people in that house gang bang, sell drugs, or whatever the case is, and the FBI and the feds been watching that house and they do a raid and come in that house, just because, even though you have nothing to do with that, or you ain't involved in no gangs or involved in selling no drugs or none of that, you ain't involved in none of that, when they come through and busting that house, they're gonna put a gun in your face and tell you to get on the floor. They're going to take you down. And then once they figure out you have nothing to do with that, you know, so then they're going to let you go. It sucks, but it's just part of that because majority of the people in the house are selling drugs. So yes, everybody got to get on the ground. Everybody got to, any adults got to be taken to jail and questioned. But once they find out you have nothing to do with it, they're going to release you. That's with anything. You could be driving a fucking car. If they stop that car and the driver of the car has warrants out for his arrest or is wanted for murder, everybody in that car has to step out. They're going to put them in handcuffs. They're going to put you either in the car. They're going to put you on the curb. Once they run your name and find out who you are, then they let you go. That's just a part of it. So yes, when they ran in that building, blacks were affected because they lived there. So yes, they took them down to the station. Yes, they questioned them and asked for their IDs and made sure, okay, once they, found out, okay, they have nothing to do with it, they let them go. That's not like some, oh my God, some world thing that doesn't happen. That's a part of, that happens. That's a part of life that happens on a regular basis. That's normal. I just gave you 2 examples. I could be running with a mass murderer and not running, but just with him, walking with him. The police gonna pull up if they say they're gonna put both of us on the ground, take both of us in. Then if they figure out I got nothing to do with it, they let me go. That's just a part of it. These goddamn influencers, I told you guys they're coming for the blacks. We're next. Hey guys, you got even one goofy ass dude online. I don't know who he is. Some goofy talking about they're going to start giving the white citizens of America power to just go and ask any black person for their information, for their IDs. They're going to start doing that. Bro, shut up. Shut up, bruh. So now they're going to just give all the whites power to just go and ask any black person they see, give me your information. Give me your ID. Come on, man. We got to stop this, bro. Real talk. They trying to get an uproar out of the black community, bruh. And then we fighting ISIS and we fighting them and all this old goofy ass shit, man. Real talk. Like I said, I said, like I said in the previous video, I don't agree with their tactics. I don't agree with how they are treating the immigrants as far as just like, racial profiling them. I don't agree with that, what ISIS is doing. I'm not a fan of that. I don't rock with that. You know what I'm saying? It's a right way and a wrong way to do things. And I don't agree with that way of how they doing it. You could just see any Hispanic on the street and just walk up to him, and give me your information. You know what I'm saying? I ain't cool with that part of it. But let's not act like everything. Let's not turn this into a black thing when it ain't got nothing to do with us. Let's not turn this into a black situation when it ain't got nothing to do with us. Let's not do that. You know what I'm saying? Let's not turn this into a black thing. This is about illegal immigrants who have invaded Chicago, and they all over Chicago, and that's what they're tackling, and that's what they're going after. Let's just leave it at that. People making videos, spitting false narratives for fucking clickbait and they get views and all that. Y'all corny. Y'all goofy. Venezuelan gangs up here robbing people, killing folks, all type of stuff. But that's cool though. Then you got the video of ISIS, choking a guy on the ground or whatever the case is. I haven't really checked out the full video to see the context of it, and I don't agree. That shit bogus. That's wrong. You ain't got no business choking nobody. But to come to find out, he was part of a robbery. He was involved in a robbery. I think he ended up getting into a car accident. That's how he got him. But he was involved. Come to find out, he was involved in a robbery. I mean, I ain't cool with them choking and all that. That ain't cool. You don't get to put your hands on people. And I made a separate video about that on my page already, on how ISIS is doing it. I ain't rocking with how the fuck they moving on that shit. I ain't cool with it. But let's not act like Chicago ain't invaded with these immigrants, man, and they ain't out here doing illegal shit when they are. When they ain't out here robbing and shooting and killing people when they are. And they illegal. That's the crazy part about it. Y'all want to defend some illegals. But you can't go to their country and do that. You can't go to their country and rob, steal, and kill and get away with it. So they shouldn't be able to get away with it up here. Those are just the facts, people. We ain't got to get upset about it. That's the facts. That's what's real about it. Man, I know what to do, man. Like, subscribe, click the notification bell, hit the comment section, man. Let me know if I'm tripping or not, man. Right Click Media.